Heading to Coronado. Perry Series Regatta number 2. No wind at all. If that wind is easterly right now, a straight easterly would be the best case scenario, because that feeds into wind filling in later. The wind shifts around and comes from the west like a normal day down there in South Bay. The current is going to be starting to go out. It's max high tide right now. Bueno, bueno, bueno. And I can tell the tide might be going out because the top of the buoy is tipped to the left. So I think the tide has already changed. There's a little bit of current swirl. Whoa. There's a little bit of current swirl right there. So I do think the current is moving. That's water bending around. So there we go. We'll see. Tide's going out till 3 o'clock. So it's supposed to be a northwest wind, west-northwest. So that's going to be pushing them over the line at the starts. It's going to narrow up the upwind ley lines. It's going to mean you can tack sooner. And make the weather mark easier. Downwind, it's going to slow the race down a little. It's going to make the downwind legs a little bit longer. There we go. I think that's an easterly. That's a good sign. If we have light easterly in the morning, it's probably going to be west-northwest in the afternoon, especially in the springtime. But it happens this time of year too. We've got a big team for the Perry Regatta, named after Dave Perry. He had a big impact on kids in California since the 70s. And so they named their top series. Best sailors in the state of California are going to be out today. This is the highest level of youth sailors, so it's really fun in honor of Dave Perry. Current is a changing right now. It's really hard to keep the video short, but I can tell the tide's already changed. You see the tail coming off the back of the buoy already. You see that? That is swirl in the water is not light wind. That is the water just swirling around. Similar to that stuff on the shore, the water's swirling around and the wind's not reacting. So we're already going against the current. It's already switched. High tide was at 6:30 this morning. And it is a big tide today. Not the strongest tides of the year, but it's well up there. Perry Regatta, a bunch of people were worried. I heard some parents, half of them don't know how to sail, talking about how, is there going to be any wind? And South Bay, man, northwest. This is a west-northwest. And this is John Pickney, like, legend sailor, and these are very experienced teams, and you're going to see they are not letting the sails out. Look how tight, see how tight they keep this 2 block. They got their traveler really loose. His traveler's on the edge of 2 loose. I would not doubt he has to, no, his leeward side of his traveler's dangling. He's going to need to, in this wind, he's probably going to tighten his traveler just a little bit. Leech of the jibs lined up with the spreader tip. One of our big team goals is get the twist right. And on these boats, the leech of the jib lines up with the spreader tip or inside the spreader tip, and rarely outside until you're beyond this point. 3 more knots of wind. Oh, look at the twist in that guy's name. Holy smoky. That's too much. Look at this crew. The coaches in this fleet are amazing. Justin Law is here. Look at that. That main's not twisted. Look at the twist difference. Yeah, and I wouldn't sail like that guy. I would pull my main in and pipe harder and foot a little more. Anyway, it's about 7 knots, maybe 8 in the puffs. Current is against the wind, so it's a little choppier. I don't know if you can see the overbend wrinkles in Kylie's sail. That's because she has the banks at her booms a little pulled down. And you look at Vesper's booms higher, and she doesn't. So if you don't have bang on in 6+ knots, you lose power. When you get to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 knots, putting the bang on gives you more power. especially if you're a main sheet easer. Because if you're easing the main and you don't have the bang on, the leech goes out 8 inches for every inch. So you got to have bang on to stabilize the boat too. When the top of the main twists off a lot, the boat yields to windward more, and then you trim it in, and the boat, a snug bang balances you. You've got to look at the top teams and how their bangs are set, even in the pre-race. Race number 1, South San Diego Bay, Silver Strand Highway over there. Our team has, I think, 10. I think we have 10 teams, ranging in from age 11. One of our crews is still 11. Got a couple 12-year-old skippers, and then we've got some sophomores, juniors, and seniors in high school, freshmen. This is an incredibly strong fleet. I've been doing the Perry series. I used to be the chairman of it in early 2000s, and this is as strong a Perry fleet as we have had in the last 10 years. It's been a slow ramp up in skill over the last 10 years for sure, and there's been the highest level kids are really good, but as far as depth of all 49 of these teams, this is about as deep as we've had. And in our program, we really don't do the Shad and FJ series. We take our Sabbath team kids that are very resilient, and we have them go right against the high schoolers right away, even in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. We train some of them up in 29ers for fun. They do some fun stuff for the younger ones. Here's Wyatt, 9050, San Diego Area Junior Yachtsman of the Year. We're gonna have general recalls here because the current is just going out so hard. Wow, Carly Keating in there, she's good. I don't see many of my kids down at the other end, that's good. All the youngins are at the favored end. 2441 is Vesper, still a Sabbath 8th leader. 9307 is Kylie, a 29er team actually, freshman in high school, that's one of ours. 9006 Fenton, Sabbath, Lowell North Series winner like 2 times in a row. 9310 is one of ours, that's Theo, and that's Will Skippering and Theo. Both 8th Fleet Sabbath sailors. So yeah, we throw them in the fire. Right away it has lighted up. Had like 8-9 knots down to about 6. Still gonna be race 1. We do have we had a U flag up. We got less than a minute to go with a U flag. It might work, but the Perry series is notorious for being more like a real national fleet. These kids are not going to give up an inch at the start. So they will do practice starts if they have to. They're not gonna take the chance. And that's what's great about some of the new race sense technology they're going on now, that you can carry on your boat and you get a green or red light on your boat at the start, and then you know if you're over or not. So they don't have to call people, they don't miss people. And it helps keep people back because they know they're gonna have to restart. They can't take the chance of just trying to hide. Okay, what do we got? I got no bargers. Really bad to barge in an ebbing tide or an upwind going tide. A tide that's going upwind. 9307 is in a big pickle. Oh my God, Kylie Peterson, just an absolute. Oh, that was a black flag. You can't restart. Oh yeah, she can it's a U flag, I'm sorry, U flag. Being dumb over here. That's okay, I love it. I love that they were right in there. Here we go, 2441, tacking. And what they did before the last start is they let the anchor line out on the race committee boat. So the boat end was not his favorite. Wow, the only 9558 on port side. Okay, so they just got a penalty. They got a U penalty, but that's all right. I love the gut she has. Kylie's one of 9307. Kylie's one of our best starters in Sabbaths when she was in Sabbaths. Vesper in August. Look at that. Look at that. Looking at the spreader. It's really dangerous to put tape marks on the deck, because as you change rate, you don't want to just be pulling into the tape mark on the deck. You got to get kids to look at the spreader and at the leech of the jib. They look outstanding, no tighter. Their slot is closed and not too open. These are side force conditions. You have to have the jib sideways to the wind. You do not want to twist way out. Driving force conditions is where you let the leech of the jib out by either raking back or just letting the sheet out. When it's windy though, these boats are pigs. Look at that, Zarin and Julia. The co-op team from BCYC and SDYC. What's so cool is they kind of started in Savits all at the same time. And Zarin got, what, second at Savit Nationals 2 years ago. And Julia's been top 7 at Nationals the last 2 years, top 8. I think she got 6 or 7. We have, Wyatt doing well, 9050. We have his Dane Savage, he's a sophomore in high school, still in Savage. Oh boy, who's going to manage the big cruiser? Will and Theo. Right there, 9310. They look a little slow right now. They need to sit forward for sure. We keep talking to them about getting that crew up to the spreader, up to the shrouds. But they're doing quite well. I mean, they are right in this group. And look at that guy. He just, yeah, that is so much bad air. We'll see if that affects people. A lot of these guys are worried about it. They're going to tack and have to go back through it. We'll see. Race 1. Yeah, the thing is, the current's going from our right to left, man. So a lot of these boats just went way too far out. And this team right here, I think it's boat 11. They are quite good. It's hard to see from here, but we're trying to figure out how round are the bottoms of these teams' jibs, and they don't look really round. They look like they're pulling the windward sheets on maybe 2 inches. This was the top team in the Perry Series, female team last year. And I think they were 6th or something overall in the 36 race series. These girls are good, very steady. I don't know them, but they're just very steady, clean, nothing too much. So that crew, what she does is she cleats the guy and then she banjos it from there. This is a good team to watch. Carly Keating, she works the boat extremely well, extremely focused. You watch speed, 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 speed. Look, take a quick picture. Speed, 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 just like we talked about. Skippers take pictures. Upwind crews take video. No one takes video downwind. But the skippers are always just quick look, picture, look, make sure you got it, speed, speed, speed. Here's Jacob. He's a really good guy to watch. He's going speed, 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 and then you'll see him probably look at me. See? There he goes. Look, look. See, he takes longer looks for wind. Carly doesn't take a lot of looks for wind. You'll see Jacob here, 7632. He's doing more slow head movement, you know, kind of trying to get almost a 270-degree view. There, he's looking. Now he'll look back towards me. He's looking for pressure. Let's see who our top team, I don't think is... Oh, good. Will and Theo right in here. We're looking for a blue and yellow kite. Where are they? Where? Oh, there they are. They're doing pretty well over there. 9006, Benton and Celeste. Benton, as a skipper's had some good top 15, top 10, a couple top 5 finishes in Perry races last year. That's not easy to do when you're in 6th grade. Now he's in 7th. There's Vesper and August on a massive header. So they're doing good, clearing their air. Nope, they're not clearing their air. They're just getting up around the starboard tacker. They're on a massive header. The wind has just shifted way off the San Diego shore. And let's see, where are the marks? I can't even, oh, where are, oh, they're down over there. So This could be a big, that's going to be interesting to see. Interesting to see. One of our big goals today is neutral helm, maybe a fraction of weather helm, downwind, but a fraction. We're talking a fraction of weather helm. Almost exactly neutral. We're also working on board height, getting the board up just above halfway or just below halfway, something like that, and keep trying it. We've got 5 regattas coming up from now through the middle of the summer, and this is our first practice. The wind was blowing straight down the course. Then the wind shifted from where I am. So it should have moved everybody way away from me downwind and moved us upwind. But I think we had more wind. So I think Fenton is gonna jibe here pretty soon. And he's gonna actually have gained several boats. We'll have to ask him, but I think he'll have gained several boats. Is Fenton jibing? Now, if the wind shifted back from Mexico, from that side, if the wind had shifted back over here, it would have moved Fenton downwind and them upwind. That's why you wanted to sail the header on port tack, because if the wind shifts back to a lift and comes back from the left, then you come in on a header on starboard tack like he is right now. So I think he's in the top 11. Here's Vesper and August. They've sailed quite a bit. 29ers, 420s, a lot of play time in 29ers. August is actually just did the fall regatta in San Francisco Bay in 29ers, an 8th grader. But we spend a lot of time playing around in 29ers. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and Benton's gonna be around the top 10 again. And these guys are fine. They're, you know, the spinnaker trim on these guys is not quite as good, and it will be. Now, about 20 of these teams will be doing East Coast summer. So there are some serious teams around here. They'll be back on the East Coast, racing the Triple Crown, and several of these teams going to Orange Bowl, leaving on day before. No, a lot of them will go the week before. So it's a strong fleet. Fenton's going to come in here 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11-ish. Here's Vesper right here in the top 15. Now, as you go by the race committee boat, that is what I use as my memory to check my spinnaker halyard. Make sure my spinnaker halyard's not going to be twisted down here. So that's my cue. That's what cues me up. And then I would also be looking upwind. I don't see any big holes anywhere. I always look for big holes before I go around marks. I want to make sure I don't go and just blow it and sail into a bad. So we can tell they're raked quite far forward. Very steady, slow steering. Main is not hooked at all. Take a picture of that. That is not hooked at all. Their top batten does look quite tight though. And through bad air, they heel the boat to leeward a little. When they're going through bad air, they do not want to heel to windward. Okay. I don't know who this is. Yeah, so every team is raked pretty far forward. You can tell that just by looking at boom heights. And that what that indicates is that, you know, they're trying to create power in the jib. That's why we're raking the mast forward. They might be finishing this first race one lapper. They are. Oh, Kevin Cason. Braden. Both 29er sailors, very good 29er sailors. The skipper got 20th at the 29er Worlds in Denmark just a few months ago. 15-year-old, 16-year-old. He was 15 at the time, 258 boats in Denmark Worlds, and he was the 3rd under 17 team with his buddy. Braden's the skipper. Oh, good. These girls are doing well. Looks like a finish. Course 1. Yay. Oh, Fenton. Nice. Now, you always got to remember in sailboat racing, every race is individual. You don't want to carry this race with you at all, good or bad. You know, pat yourself on the back for a couple minutes and then think that, again, every race, anything can happen. We got to get off that line again. This is outstanding. 9310 is about to get a top 12, and that's a 13-year-old and 11-year-old crew. And that's when big kids like that do well. But it's just, the Naples Sabbath is just the best boat to be a good 420 sailor. It's the same exact thing. You got to be so patient and know how to read your speed against other boats, and it gives you time to do that. It's like such a perfect deal. Just two good Sabbath sailors can come out here and do quite well. Race 2. And again, what you have to do after races is you have to think, pat yourself on the back or take your licks for a couple minutes and then get back into the next race. And our team goal is to count. That was race 1 of 35 races that we have coming up between now and July. It's all about compound knowledge. Just keep doing it over and over and over. We're compounding our experiences. We're stacking up experiences every time. We know the starts are a really important part, but we can't think that that's the only part. When you go to the East Coast or Orange Bowl, the courses are long, man. You have time to catch up. Not a good idea to push the boat super hard in an ebbing tide, although the race committee has swung, so the tide has gotten more slack. It's still going from our left to right. That race is clear. That race is clear. Lorelei and Kai, 9305, first Perry Regatta. I think Lorelei's maybe crewed in one. Oh, there's Vesper. So they like the boat end. I'm learning that. We got to get a compass bearing down the line, and then I'll ask the race committee what their head-to-wind reading is. With the U flag, with the U flag, people come at the line later, right? They don't come in early like a P flag starts. So we'd have to try to figure out a line sight down there. It's hard, you know. I would have to pick, you know, we're into the RV park a little bit. I got a dip in the palm trees. So I'm gonna get up to the line here. Yeah, the line is right about there. The left, yeah, I'm over actually right there. So do you see the RV park? Yeah, I am over right there. And then I gotta drop down. It's hard to drop down because of the current. The line is right in here. Yeah, there's the RV park. I can see some white shiny roofs over the top of the pin. And then I'm looking at the dip in the palm trees too, and I'm below the line. So every race is going to be different. And these little clouds came in. I don't know if it's connected, but we got the windiest puff of the day, 11 knots here. Quickly. Like that. That way you're getting away from the boats behind you as soon as you can. It's obvious. The more of a gap, the easier it is to not have people affect you. Really practice hoisting and filling the thing and having it top full. And I think that's Kylie. That's Wyatt in 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Black and white pretty impressive. Race 2 on the upwind leg, we had a lefty at the end. Maybe people did not detect that. But you're gonna see these guys are almost laying the mark. I don't know if you can see the marks down there. Look for the big black and red ship. The big ship, look to the left, there's the gates. And these guys are almost laying. And it's only getting windier. So what my point is being on Port Tack right now, just because Port Tack paid the last race does not mean that it's gonna pay this race. So you gotta play the shifts more than anything. Vesper in August, yeah, doing pretty well there from Regatta Coast. Down, not this one, the one that's out there. Less than a minute to go. Race 3. It's, man, I think I just saw a puff of 18. I thought we would see 13 for a very short time today. But what's happening is we have a high pressure system that's spinning off the coast and we are on the leading edge of it. So it's a gradient wind. The wind that is swinging with that clockwise circulation, we're on the leading edge of it, and the center of the high is offshore right now. And then there's a low pressure system to the north of us that's spinning that high pressure like a cogwheel. So it's spinning it and enhancing it. That's what happened today. Here's 9310 Will and Theo hanging back in the upwind current. The current is still going slowly up the course. That will change at 3. This is going to have a U flags here. There's going to be somebody over in this one. 9306 is the Borellis. They've only practiced one day. They're 29er exclusive sailors, and then they jump in. They were 11th in the last year's Perry Series out of 46. And they sail Sabbats a little bit, 420s a very little bit, and 29ers a ton. They won the Junior Women's Nationals in 29ers, 9306. That was a great start. You have to look at these regattas as stacking up experience. You can't think that you're going to come out and be able to do well in every boat that you race and do super well. You just got to have good races where you're putting your boat handling on the line and going out there and just racing, gaining experience. Coming up to the finish line of day 1, and a lot of our kids stayed out of the back of the fleet really well today. And some of you guys are having the best races of the day. Kevin coming in here in 2nd. And this is the great story. Kylie and Isabella right here just had a really rough race the last race. They had a huge twist in their spinnaker. I saw as they were taking it down before the race that it was twisted. But here they come in 3rd. Here's Vesper, who did a jibe set at the weather mark in the last race. Nobody else did, and moved into, she was winning at one point, her and August. They also had a rough last race, but they did one of our goals, which is sail like you're in first place all the time. Sail like you're winning every race. What would you do if you were winning? And just stay in that mode. And then Fenton, 9006 Celeste, they're coming in top 10. So I didn't get to video much today, probably better for you all so you don't have to sit here forever because I do long videos. But my battery was dying. And then the brilliant assistant director, Audrey, came through again with a phone charger on the water. Anyway, last race on Saturday. We'll be out again tomorrow. We got 4 races in today. They'll get 3 in tomorrow, and that'll be this is the 2nd regatta of what's called the Dave Perry Series. There'll be 2 more regattas, one in April, one in January, one in April. Yeah, got to 2nd that race. They're all smiling. Upwind was good today, I think. Just stop over there and we'll tow in a little bit. You could, not yet, but be ready to roll your sails. Good, Vesper got a 4th. Great job downwind. That was a gutsy call to jibe. And then you got the Borellis right here, 9306, getting like a 6th or a 7th. So they had 2 good like top 10s at the end. Here comes Fenton, Celeste. They did well. anyway, good day today. Tomorrow the current will be going out, ebbing out for an extra 45 minutes tomorrow. So it'll play a role, and that's about it.